Hi. Hi. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, guys?
How is everybody? How are you?
Hello to you. I saw
Can, can
a
you hear
comment.
me? Santiago,
Yes, I
can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Can you
Hello.
hear me?
I asked you a question.
Oh, did you ask me something?
I asked you how you are.
I thought it was to the people. I'm a little bit stressed, but I'm doing good.
Same here.
You're stressed as well. I think everyone is stressed right now.
Yeah, today in particular because uh, I would like to yell you something. Because my son is at home. Best smash or pass. Yeah, I was gonna ask. My older son is at home already. I had to pick him up early, and so he's home, and he was hungry, and my wife has to pick up the younger kid, and so she's gone for a little. So now he's there in the kitchen watching some iPad. But I was like, it was very hectic. But anyway, that's also the personal stuff. Stressed about play always. We're always stressed about yeah, the things that we do. But today in particular, I was like scrambling. Literally, that's why. Yeah, it's a
So
little
I feel
short work.
very identified with this comment from Chor. Like, I'm busy, I'm poor, but fine. Yeah, I will say the same, pretty much. Busy, stressed, and poor. I will that is stressed. But no, actually, I'm pretty happy despite all of the stuff because we managed to perform the changes for the USDC payments.
Yeah, and so I have one question in
Go
particular.
ahead.
How did your stream go? And that's a question not just to you, but also to the chat, to whoever has been watching Santiago, aka Zuller.
So, Smash
Was
or
this a
Pass.
smash or pass kind of thing?
I don't think so. I think I don't want to steal it from Olga, so let's not call it that way. But yeah, it was actually I wanted to show the guys some protocols they will be able to farm a little airdrops from. So this stream was pretty easy, pretty light. Wisdom University, that's right. Um, I tried to show protocols that have confirmed that they will provide an airdrop to the people. So in these regards, there are also a lot of protocols that you can farm speculating about it. One of them that I missed is, for example, Phantom. Phantom is providing badges, and guys, you should start interacting with Phantom. Phantom is giving badges for you
Sonic.
to do transactions. Sonic. Wait, which is the new one? I always forget. Sonic or Phantom?
Sonic is the new. It's called
Oh,
Sonic
Sonic is the
now,
new
and
one.
it used to be called Phantom.
I feel old
Probably,
whenever I call
maybe
something
they
like
maybe
the
they
previous
renamed
name.
because the Phantom wallet got so popular that they were getting questions whether that's the blockchain of the Phantom wallet, whatever. I don't know, but it's called Sonic now.
Okay, Sonic.
If, but in Wombat, you can interact with Sonic through Wombat. It's just that in Wombat, it's still called FTM or Phantom. They
Interesting.
haven't renamed it yet.
So yes, guys, start doing transactions on chain. Look for protocol. I haven't done my research on Phantom yet, on Sonic yet, but start doing so. I think it will be rewarding as well. When I say rewarding, I say for doing a few clicks, you can expect more than $100. That's what I say about reward.
Do you think that they're going to do such a big airdrop to users? Because
I hope so.
they've been live for a really long time.
Phantom is not going to do an airdrop. They already said they won. OpenSea, yes, it is already on their season for farming. And MetaMask is interesting. I have seen a lot of rumors, but it is unlikely they do it.
Depending on how desperate they get.
True.
I mean,
But they have a
OpenSea,
lot of funding. I mean, I wouldn't see them doing so.
they also made good money with their swap feature in app. I don't know how it's nowadays, but used to be a lot because they charge so many fees and we don't. So okay, so what did you show? Which protocols?
So I showed OG Labs. Monad. I knew that it is the Colosseum Arena, Degen Arena, and which one else? I don't remember, but I shared a sheet with everyone and everything. Let me check.
Oh, a sheet. Yeah,
Yes,
nice.
I took a lot of time to do the stream, so I hope the guys liked it.
Abstract. Look, Kevin Kev is already sharing this. Cool. So how did
Oh, he
the
has it. Nice.
the chat apparently liked it? So there's been a
Monad,
few.
Wayfinder, DeFi Arena, and Abstract. That's right.
So
Actually, I
Manfred
wanted to
liked
show
it.
you an Abstract game if you want to try it out.
Oh, which one?
I'll show a cockroach. Cockroach. What was the name of the cockroach racing? Let me find it.
I
But I
don't
want you
know.
to try it. Maybe you can try it today on the stream. That will be fun. We can test your trading skills.
So next time we'll play you in 0.7x speed because you were too
I had
fast.
1 hour to do the stream because I had to go. That's true. I was very fast.
So maybe next time you do a stream, just remember to have more than 1 hour. I have always thought that 1 hour streams are actually pretty short. That's why I
Yeah, maybe
do.
2 hours will
That's why
have
here in the tavern we do 2 hours.
Also, what is worth to say, it was my first stream alone, so maybe I was nervous as well.
That's why I asked how it went, because it was your first solo stream, at least with us. I don't know whether you ever streamed solo
I did
before.
once or twice, but it is always difficult because when you can talk with another person, you usually are more calm and you can set up the pace. Maybe you when you get start to talk too quickly, maybe I can set your pace and vice versa. But right now, when you're alone, you don't know the pace at which you're going. You have to take a look into the chat, so it's more elaborate.
I tend to talk too fast myself as well, so don't worry about it. Especially when it's monologue time, right? So when people ask me to, hey, tell me about yourself or tell me about what you do or whatever.
After what is a, I don't know what is the cursed word, but that's okay. I'll send you the chat, the game, so you can try it. Do you have already an abstract account?
Do you need an account? I think
Yes, I
so.
think so.
Yeah. I think I made an account with the abstract managed wallet, right? So they have this wax cloud wallet like kind of thing. Mountain Dew was the curse word after Mountain Dew.
Oh, why did you give your Chihuahua Mountain Dew? After a Dew. What is Dew actually? I don't know what is Dew. Is it like beverage?
Mountain Dew is a soda, and I think it has a lot
Yeah,
of
but
caffeine.
what does Dew mean?
Dew is the the stuff that you have when in the morning the sun goes up and the grass is wet.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, makes sense.
Water
Water
droplets.
droplets. Okay, interesting.
So there's a dew point in with water, right? So when water gets cold, it basically gets stuck on leaves and whatever.
So if you want to see me like a Chihuahua, I have this baby ready. People cannot see it. Fuck. Here. I love that. I have an addiction with Red Bull, but I shouldn't do it.
You're a medic. You should know better.
Yeah, actually, I was clean during my entire career, and then on the last year, when you had your hospital shifts and everything, the only thing
Hmm.
that worked for me to be awake all the time was Red Bull. So that's when I fell into the addiction.
Is this called uh,
I agree.
Red Bull
I
poison?
agree. I agree 100%.
Is this now are we doing unofficial advertising here?
I mean, if
Because
they
you could.
want to partner with us, I wouldn't mind.
So Kukui has been asking this. Um, can you stop lying for once because it's another delay in the play launch and so on. We don't want to be disrespectful about people's anxiety and people basically being in a loss or right now about their tokens and stuff. But so not at all, right? The reason why we're not giving out any new dates is exactly that. We don't want to tell you something that's not true, that ends up not being true. I'll say this again, and I've said it a few times on stream as well, but also in other conversations. We made a mistake by publishing the information about the launch and the specifics of the launch so early in the process, right? We didn't have it entirely figured out. We only realized basically halfway in, and we had a lot of pressure to actually do it as fast as possible. That's why we rushed out the information and the original dates and the timelines. So now we're not basically, we won't. How do you say? We won't lie. We won't give you any dates anymore that are not realistic or that we can't make sure that we can keep them. One very important thing is right now, and I know we've been through that already last time, or initially actually, is the market environment, right? So if you see anything that's currently launching, and I'm happy to see counterexamples, but if you see anything that's currently launching that actually works, that does well, then I'm happy to look at that, right? But right now, really, is in whatever else is going on. Right now is not the time to launch, and we have to be in a better market situation in order for this to be a success. So that's what we're optimizing for, and this is what it's going to be.
So
Yeah, I
is it
mean,
all about the market sentiment? I will say that yes.
yeah, I would say that yes too. But I mean, yeah, really, I'd really like to see examples of things that work, right? So Web3 gaming, we've been talking a few times about Web3 gaming overall. Today, I basically just looked at Portal and saw that it's now below 100 million valuation.
Portal had a great launch. They even partnered
Yeah,
with Binance.
they were massive. They were in the billions, right? Valuation wise. So I'm like, Web3 gaming is at a, and it keeps going down, right? So whatever we say, whenever we say, or I say in any conversation, hey, it's really at a, let's say, 4-year low, right? Then the week after it's typically even lower.
It's interesting.
And so I'm not even talking about Web3 gaming, right? Web3 gaming in particular has been doing really, really badly. Whatever projects you basically look at, and that's also why I don't know. I personally, like, I have no insights, right? I have no insider information about this. But Off the Grid / Gunzilla, right? They have their game, and this is one of the most hyped games and most hyped projects. I don't know if they are going to launch this quarter, right? I'm also actually quite surprised that OpenSea would launch anytime soon before the market gets a lot better. But maybe with these big projects, it doesn't matter all that much, and also they have so much funding that they can generate the buzz. So if it's about moving by a week or so, they probably wouldn't do that, right? Not just because of the market, because they typically have the reach, but everything else is like, if you look at Zoo that launched a few weeks ago, this has done really, really badly.
What if we share the screen and we take a look into tokens?
Yeah, we can.
I can share. Can you watch my screen?
Not yet. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so wait, sorry, I was taking a look at this one, but
wormhole. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hardly see it anyway.
Yeah, it is doing terrible. I was taking a look at the Discord and everything. People are not happy. Also, I was taking a look into this unlock. There is a huge unlock on April 4. So why do I care about Wormhole? I was trying to farm the Monad, and I told you guys on the stream I was trying to farm the Monad airdrop through Wormhole staking because they have been partners for 2 years and they're pretty close together. So it is likely. I believe that there will be an airdrop for Wormhole stakers. But as you can see, the token is performing terrible, which is a good time to borrow the token if you had any money and if you want to do staking. But this is not a financial advice. Which one did you want to see? Portal?
Whatever Web3 Web3 gaming related, right?
Portal. Oh, yeah, not good. And they even launched with Binance. That's what surprises me.
Yeah, well, this was really massive, right? So they were. Can you scroll up to what the all-time high was?
In market cap, maybe.
No, not market cap, but price. Really,
No,
just price.
on price.
I can't read
2.3.
that.
2.3.
Yeah, so this was like 2.3 billion, right? Market cap.
My dogs are getting crazy. Divo,
Because maybe they invested in Web3 gaming early on.
I took. I want to take a look into this one. I haven't seen it. Not bad at all. They're surviving. I mean, it is a newly launched token, but they're
What's this?
behaving. It is Pirate Nation. They are backed by
Hmm.
A16Z and a lot of ventures. It's a pirate
Um,
game. Not bad. I like it.
yeah, I heard about it. Or I think I even played it once. It's been a while.
Yeah, gameplay is a little bit meh at the moment, but
But so
something.
before we get into more of the questions, what do you think needs to happen for Web3 gaming to actually start doing better again? Because it's been so
So,
bad. Like, I mean, one other example was block games, right? Which is kind of a direct competitor to Wombat block protocol. If you open this, like the block token,
oh, I remember the block token, the one that was being air farm a lot.
exactly. So they had this massive social mining campaign. This launched, I think, at the 300 million valuation. This
Zero
was really
point
hyped.
zero three.
Um,
Yeah, it launched at 40 cents and right now it is at 3 cents.
yeah, so now this is sitting at a 2 million, 2.7 million fully diluted, right? So
Gaming as well was one of the with the social features.
Gaiman has been doing really badly. Like anything, basically anything Web3 gaming related was really bad. So what do you think, Santiago? What needs to happen for Web3 gaming to be more of a thing again, or will it
Uh,
ever?
you always need like something flagship like you always need a proof of concept. You always need a flagship game. Sorry, my dog. Give me a second. Okay. Um. Yes, stop making noise. She doesn't talk English, so she isn't understanding me. But you always need a flagship game. For example, previous market it was Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity showed what GameFi could do for everyone. It wasn't like a great concept, but it was something that worked with all the grants program and everything that you had. It was good. You always need something flagship. For example, with meme coins on Solana, it was Bonk. Bonk performed very well, and then people said, okay, maybe meme coins will work this cycle. So this cycle, I think, if there is a GameFi run, we will need a flagship game that comes
Do
out and
you?
says, "Sorry."
Yeah, I think the same basically that if people realize that there's money to be made with these things, then they start buying it, right? So maybe it is in the end guns or whatever.
Tell the popper Silencio. It's not Silenco, it's Silencio.
Ah, close enough.
Yeah, but this is good. Can Wombat go A? what do you think is the definition of AAA? Is it of the quality of the game or the funding that they've received? What makes a
Traditionally,
game?
it's been more about the funding than the quality of the game. So sometimes you would say AAA quality, but it's not AAA, right? I think it's a very fun definition that like a lot in Web3. That's we've seen that a lot, right? That basically projects go out and say we're building the first or the blah 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 AAA. But um, if you compare that to kind of traditional gaming productions, where I mean, it's like with movies, right? Hollywood, people don't really use the word AAA, but if you look at movies with budgets of like 200, 300 million, right? This is where AAA is for games as well, right? Because production costs can be the same. It's like hundreds of millions. So that to me is definitely AAA. Now, yeah, let's find a cut where it's above 50 million maybe budget, right? So something along these lines. But then again, it also is a question. Yeah, what kind of quality you get? What does it look like? Is it very very polished? Is it more like raw, right? So I think that okay. Minecraft, for instance, probably isn't considered would never be considered a AAA game, or Roblox would probably not be considered AAA because it just doesn't look as polished, although it may not have been cheaper to produce it.
I agree. Minecraft is a great game. There's also great games. For example, Among Us. It was during the pandemic the most played game around
Also
everyone.
very
It
streamable.
was an indie game. It is an indie game. It doesn't make it less good. It is actually great.
This is also interesting because the next GTA is supposed to have a Web3 activation, right? So
Wasn't that like a rumor, or has it been confirmed?
I don't know. But I heard that elsewhere as well. So that would be big. You could imagine Minecraft will bring mass adoption to traditional games one day. There is mass adoption of traditional games. There's like billions of people playing games. Robot again as well. I think AAA games are not the wax for mass adoption. To be honest, gamers not interested in NFT ownership, etc., and only trading for other skins. Not yet the time for mobile games, indie games, and even good play to earn games with will need to come with easier accessibility UI and better ways to earn and forget. Taxing still a big thing for Web2 players. Yeah, the whole tax situation should hopefully change in the US because yeah. Yes. Crypto wallet apps like OKX probably need to be more honest with transaction risk, like disclaimers if there's a chance for fund to be drained from a wallet by accepting a transaction that is showing a small amount to be transferred. Oh yeah, this is still a weird issue that this still exists in wallets, right? That
That you're given the permission.
yeah, something like this, for instance, on EVM chains, right? You're putting up the allowance, and then the smart contract can basically drain your funds. But also, if you sign multiple transactions at once or whatever, right? You may not know what you're actually signing. It's really hard to know what you're actually signing off on.
Do you know what is cool? I like Ravi Wallet. I have been using it since the last week. It is a little bit more detailed and advanced, but it has a lot of features for people that can move more easily across crypto. Like if you're a new user, I wouldn't recommend you to use Ravi Wallet. But if you're more into crypto, like over a year, then it is likely you will have fun with it.
What's it called?
Ravi Wallet,
Rabi, like spelled
like a
how?
rabbit,
Ah, rabbit. Okay.
but it is Ravi.
Among Us, I read Castle of Blackwater is similar but more advanced. Similar and more advanced, but Web3. It's on Steam. Maybe try contact them for OnePlay.
Let's see.
It's on
Castle of Dark
Steam, but
Wonder.
Web3. How's that work?
Steam already has some Web3 games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's interesting
I missed
because
that.
they took this approach of we don't want Web3, but they have suddenly been allowing some games to come over. Yeah, they have opened up.
Wow. Shiba Seeker, sorry, I missed your question. Apparently, I don't have it in my list. If you
I was taking a
maybe,
look and I couldn't find his question as well.
so maybe you can repost it. So it's easier if you just repost the question. Sometimes we miss questions. I'm sorry for that.
Only 2 or 3 games on Steam. Yeah, but it is a good beginning,
It
a good start.
is.
Yeah,
It's a big thing.
it's better than zero. Yeah.
um,
I always thought the only use for NFTs you could imagine for a game is for skins. That's the only thing I would add Web3 to into any game. Because at the end, using blockchain and everything, it is a resource that will cost you money. Yes, to mint NFTs to use the blockchain, it will cost you
yeah,
money.
come on. The marginal cost of that is going down so much. It's going to go down so much that it's not going to matter, right?
In the future, yes, it could be, but right now it was a difficulty. There were some games that were trying to use Ethereum, like it's impossible.
Of course, but come on, we're not there anymore, right? It's like I don't think that anybody is considering, hey, let's like really let's make NFTs on Ethereum for this random games, right? You can mint NFTs on Base or on even on Solana
It
or
is
on
still a cost you have to
Wax,
consider.
but it's not expensive. Like even on Polygon, it's not like especially on Polygon, for instance, nowadays, it's really cheap to mint NFTs.
Well, but at the end, the difference, yeah, I know there are far more benefits, but if you want to make it simple, then just, for example, I think the best example would be to have Counter Strike skins as NFTs, and that
Yeah,
will be
but
it. I will limit myself to that.
I mean, dude, that was the whole idea of Wax to begin with, right?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
there was OP skins, and then hey, let's migrate something like OP skins to something that's called Worldwide Asset Exchange. Was a great idea.
How did it go?
Well, you can see that it didn't go anywhere because the skins are the Counter Strike skins that used to be on OP skins are not being traded on blockchains just yet, right?
Yes.
So, but I don't necessarily agree that it's just skins. I think maybe this is the thing that Web3 gaming should have started with because it's easier to conceive to basically to believe that this can work, right? But then probably the whole benefit of it is not big enough, right? Because either you're a game like what PUBG, I believe they don't have an official skin market. I think they actually pulled before they had them on Steam, like tradable on Steam, or at least part of them, and now they don't even do that anymore, right? So if you want skins tradable, then you have them. You have means of having them tradable. Now the question is, what do you gain from allowing them to be on blockchain? Well, there is a few things that you gain from that. Okay, we don't have to reiterate on those, but there are so many more cool things that you can do with Web3 in games, like actually owning things that are not just skins, right? And free to play games, you have a lot of in-game currencies. Why not make these tokens so that you can actually trade them, which is a cool thing, right? But yeah, I get it. It's more difficult to balance this out. People have, or the companies that had experience with real money, kind of not allowing pay to win, blah blah blah, right? But then again, if you look at a lot of the free to play games, like maybe Clash Royale, right? You can't pay to win. It's like you have to have the skill, you have to put in the time to level up your stuff, and then you have to pay money to actually acquire all the assets. If those were Web3 assets, and you could increase the diversity of those, that would actually be pretty cool.
True.
Um,
Oh, well, I already clicked it.
well, yeah, you
I
go
think I
ahead.
have a fat finger. It always happens to me. Well, is there a possibility of adding multiple purchases in Game Shop if I want to buy Rarity Invasion Pack? Yes. Actually, it is part of the shop changes we are about to bring. Actually, I was thinking maybe we should bring the new shop changes and also with a new NFT so that we can test it. What do you think? Instead of only releasing the shop changes, maybe release them with something to stress test the shop.
You were just the one who spoke about costs of minting NFTs, and now it sounds like you want to make something incredibly cheap that a lot of people will buy in masses,
Yes,
so that you can
that's what I
stress
want.
test the system and spend
Yes,
a lot of RAM minting NFTs on wax. Is that what
yes,
you're saying?
that's what I want. But
Up to you.
I mean, the code, you have to see it this way. We're not wasting resources. We're stress testing a new feature and making the community
Mhm.
happy at the same time.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I think you could make the community happy, people like Janice, by just allowing 2 items to be minted at a time rather than
So
having to
it's
pay
going to give
twice.
Adrian a heart attack.
Um,
Okay.
okay.
I like this idea. What do you think? One stamina gel for 100 gold. Or maybe we can do it a flash sale and it will be one stamina gel for 1 gold. Okay, I'll stop joking.
Stress test
For example,
indeed.
guys, this is a stress test to Adrian. I want to see how far he can go before firing me.
You really want to know. You really want to know. Okay, we have a few more questions pending actually, so
Yeah.
we'll go back to those. Maybe Robert's question: can you tease anything about the new season, the next season already? Is there anything new coming, or anything that you have on your plate, like the shop?
We were supposed, yeah. For example, the shop. I don't really think we will be able to release it along with the season changes. Maybe a couple of days later. It's not a problem. But yeah, I mean the new shop changes, the gamer gave update that we have. We have every season we want to introduce a new petrification, so we will have a new petrification blend. What else? We were supposed to host the season pass sale today, but we will do it tomorrow, right?
To be honest, I wanted to talk to you about this.
And we can talk with the
Especially
community
about the
about
pricing. Like there is a
exactly.
pricing topic, and therefore, I was gonna ask you about A, what's gonna be in the Well of Wealth, what your plans are, but B, also whether it actually makes sense to have a VIP sale for season passes at all, right? So we haven't even gotten to talk about this because maybe, I mean, we need to switch up pricing, that's for sure, right? Because they were going at what 11,000 wombat, right? And if wombat is now so low, then this is basically devaluing everything for everybody, right? So I think we definitely need to rethink that.
What do you think, guys? I think it is good that we openly talk about this.
Yes, I've been on more streams than you, so sometimes this can be a good thing. Sometimes you can get a lot of heat for discussing things publicly, and because then, obviously, when you discuss things here in this little group, right? I mean, it's a lot of people, but it's a little group, little compared to the total number of players and the total number of people, let's say, on Discord or in the community, right? You might end up doing something that's counter what you discussed here on stream. So,
Okay, true. Shouldn't have a VIP sale if VIP staking is disabled. What do you think? I didn't thought about it that way.
Well, the VIP staking, there was a few questions around this here as well, right? That's yet another topic, and you and I, we had a very brief chat exchange about this on Friday last week, and we wanted to get back on this as well. So that's something that's becoming a little problematic because yes, some people claimed their stakes, their I guess locked positions, and now they can't restake, so they dropped out of VIP level. Some of you. So now we have to think about how we want to deal with this because yes, we could open up staking again, at least for a short period of time, just like we did last time. I'm not a huge fan of this in general because that, again, this will open up the possibility for people who haven't been staking to stake again. But that's the main reason, right? That's the main reason that we said a few weeks ago. we want to kind of keep the status of the state of the staking until play actually launches, and so that we don't have too many kind of quote unquote people who have been like mercenaries, whatever, who could get the stuff that used to cost a lot of money much cheaper.
Don't open it, and more will stake and cheat into staking.
That's exactly the thinking, right? So it's not about yeah. On one hand, we would like to allow people who have been staking for a long time and so on to actually keep staking, but I don't know. I would have to check whether we have other possibilities of dealing with this, especially when people fell out of a particular VIP level. So I know of at least one person who has been staking VIP level 7. Then they claimed their finished stake, and now they are VIP level 6, although quote unquote by mistake, right? So this is difficult. So we'll definitely have to have an internal discussion about this.
You'll need to add more game activities first before returning the stamina gel, because now it will only benefit the whales. The way we plan to do it, and we have been thinking a little bit. Actually, the other day I was playing with formulas, but we want to add something quadratic to
You,
it.
wow.
Yes, me, I have grown. And the idea we have is that it benefits the most to small players, but it will also benefit in a proportional way to whales. We still have to test it and work towards it. But yeah, that's the idea. It wouldn't be like the same boost for everyone, because that will just be insane.
Just because there is a discussion here, it would be nice to reward people for being VIP long term. I totally agree. So it would be nice. So we're working on a concept for VIP staking going forward that might have a component of this. Also, we're working on kind of what can we do to retroactively kind of help with this, right? Or do something for long-term stakers. It's a little bit difficult because there's been so much staking and unstaking going on, right? Because of the locked staking and yeah, I mean, um, 3 years ago, it's not even possible, but almost 3. So there's multiple things there that we want to tackle. Definitely, it's very important that we get an update at some point on the VIP system, especially after the play launch.
It's not the new VIP's fault that the token is low, so I don't agree with cheat over there. I think it is not. Yeah, it is not good to call them cheaters. Like, the system is there, and they can take advantage of it or not in every single way.
Yeah, so I totally get that kind of sentiment, right? You paid a certain amount of money for something, and now it's a lot less. I'm always in two minds, and I'm now risking to be too open and too blunt about this, right? I've been talking to one of our advisors about this kind of problem, right? And he said, "Look, that's just crypto, right?" And I said, "But I mean, these are people, and right." So that's the discussion that goes on in my mind all the time as well. Part of this is, yeah, whenever you acquire a crypto asset, you have to accept when this goes up or down in value, right? And obviously, when it goes up, it's always better for you, and if it goes down, it's not good. Um, okay, so that's one part of it, right? The other part is, okay, these are people, and that's what I was telling my advisor. These people are long-term believers into what we do, and they want to be part of this, right? So now, is there like what is there that we can do to actually make that work for them? And obviously, part of that idea is play, right? So that we can um, make this a little better, right? Let's put it that way. But in overall, obviously, there is a portion also of hey, you acquire an asset and you can't, that there's never a guarantee for that asset to be as valuable as it used to be. It goes for any NFT, goes for anything that you actually buy physically as well, right? You buy a car, you use the car will be worth less after a while, right? Even if you don't use it, it would probably be worth less after a while. So can you expect that all of your assets go up? No. So I find that an incredibly difficult discussion. So I always try to look at places where things of the same kind of quality happen, right? So everybody was pissed when Magic the Gathering, when Wizards of the Coast actually reprinted Birds of Paradise. Whoever used to have Birds of Paradise was like, "Oh my God! Now they're in whatever it was, seventh edition. Why they reprinted or it was Invasion or something like that? Why do they reprint a super powerful card that was super valuable, and now obviously its value is diminishing because everybody can get it, right? It used to be very rare. So you always have the discussion whenever something is worth something, anything or something, that decisions by somebody else can influence what happens to your asset, right? This goes for any NFTs in Dungeon Master as well as the Wombat token or the Play token going forward, right? So all of this, we are always trying to do the best thing, the best possible, to create the best possible outcome for the whole community and everybody, and that will always mean that some people will feel like they've been thrown under the bus. There's no possibility to change this, right? It can't be that everybody is winning the same way. It just unfortunately doesn't work like that. So I'm always in two minds. There's always this kind of discussion, both in my head, within myself, but also within the team and with everybody that we're discussing, and probably here in chat as well. So if we were to ask, should we bring back, what was the suggestion that I got last week? Can we remint stamina gear that was there in set 4, right? In ETA, up until ETA edition. Can we remint, what's the Luminous Sum, right? Or I think it is the mythic amulet. Can we remint this? And so let's have a discussion about this. Should we remint some of the stamina gear? Should we, for instance, offer that's an idea that I immediately had. Should we remint? Should we create a pack that you can buy in the shop of Dungeon Master, or maybe as an FT drop or whatever, a pack that contains stamina gear, and the old one that's been around already, right? So anyone who used to have that will say, no, God, no, never remint. But others would say, yeah, sure, we want that kind of accessibility of assets. So it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. And there's been some principles, for instance, we communicated, and that comes on top, right? There's some principles that we communicated already that, for instance, we will not remint old items. We said we don't do that. Things that have gone out of print are out of print forever, right?
No, I don't like it at all.
But we could basically have a 4-hour stream just talking about this, both from a philosophical but also from a practical perspective. But I totally get it. I totally get when anyone is pissed about their assets being devalued, and we always will try to limit that. So I still remember the situation when we had an item that was over minted and had like 1,000 MP, was a third party item, and then I think we went all the way to 5 MP the next season, right? And this was basically, everybody was complaining, and I totally get that, right? But we had to fix the situation, so now maybe there is a compromise that you can find.
Okay, I'll handle some questions so you can take a rest, take a sip of water, beer, whiskey, whatever you drink.
Whiskey. Haven't had whiskey in a
while. Wombat Gamers, the USDC total is still not showing correctly. Yes, we are aware. We have to handle first the start of the season. Depths are already on it. And afterwards, once we are more calm at peace, we will handle the four USDC displays issues that we still have. But that's it. We're aware. Thank you so much. Any update about the recently discussed collaboration with creators and maybe a new sidekick pack? Actually, I saw your suggestion. I think it was great. What do you think? Maybe we could release a new sidekick along with a second slot for sidekicks.
A third slot for sidekicks, you mean?
Third slot, sorry. Yeah.
If we have enough new sidekicks, that's been the limiting factor the last few times when we wanted to make sidekicks. So last time, I think the last pack has 7 different sidekicks, right? Or 6 only. And that was different than before, because before that we always had 10, or once I think we even had 11 or 12, right? So that created an imbalance, because if you only have 6 different sidekicks in a pack, then the likelihood of getting it from pack is much, much higher, right?
Yes.
So the value of this new pack might be different than the value of this old pack. That being said, the original set of sidekicks, I think we sold when at 777 wax per pack, when wax was at probably like something like 12 or 15 cents. So they were a lot more expensive than they are right now. So I don't know. But I'm always for more different sidekicks. I like them. There's always the difficulty of balancing sidekicks so that they're really good, right? It's not about necessarily the sidekicks themselves, but it's about the NFTs of the collection or a collection. And I would love to have a better system there. I think there's been a few discussions here already as well. A better system for third-party collections, especially when they have sidekicks, right? But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was replying, Robert. He said a lot of great ideas on Friday, but on Friday we had the USDC changes and I haven't been able to reply. So I just replied him back like, I'm sorry.
You should be focusing on the stream rather than your Discord messages.
It is with robots, so yeah. It is strictly associated. So you miss a sorry. So you miss a chance for my fab day of the year, March 14, Solar P Day, Pi Day.
Pi Day. Did Pi perform well on Friday? The Pi token, the Pi network token.
So how is it so high? The token
Definitely not doing well. Right? It has a 130 billion fully diluted valuation.
Oh my god. Interesting.
So on Friday, yeah, no, it didn't do particularly well on Friday.
Could you imagine creating a way NFT gear is used automatically when box is open, even when using Q? This could increase the demand and value of NFT gear a lot. Yeah, we have thought about it. That would be cool. Maybe creating like a nerf that you can potentiate with the NFT gear that you have. That could be something. Please no third slot.
Exactly. I tagged this, but then I saw that.
Oh my god. The turntables.
See, this is what's so funny about discussing things here, because it's sometimes it's very inconclusive, even after the stream.
Update on the bank, please. In theory, we found the issue, so it has been solved. In theory.
In theory,
we cannot
in practice.
I mean, in practice, we need the season to start. On staging, it is very difficult to find this mistake out because we don't have anyone running, as you can see. And even if we run, it will be still difficult to try to identify it. The next priority for DM is clan updates. We need to do some clan updates.
Oh wow, there's so much stuff going on in the chat. The chat is really on fire today.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm having a
it's clearly
problem
off
trying.
season, so people are not as busy playing. They're busy thinking about the game, which is awesome. But it's like petrification of NFT gear, so that because it's an NTT, right, it will always be applied, which is very interesting. Um, Captop is saying, I'm stuck now upgrading my gear as it's a lot of legacy items. So, yeah, obviously, because we're still minting profession sets, they're a lot cheaper, but they're maybe not strong enough or whatever. Um, then,
I'll take one for the team and volunteer to start running before everyone else. Yeah, we need you, man. We need to test.
so
Petrified robomoles. What are you talking about?
the Templar has been asking about is there a place where people can see what the sidekicks actually do, what they boost? I mean, it's written in their um, which collection is boosted by them is written in their attributes, but there's also other things that they do. So do you know, Santiago, whether we have something that basically
The only source
shows
of
all?
information we have is the learn more page.
How about the wiki, by the way?
Guys, I need help with the wiki. I mean, the link is already out there, but it is ugly. The problem is it is ugly. I want someone to help out organizing it.
What did they get? What did they get? Like a Grandmaster pack?
I can give them anything they want if they manage to deliver a very nice looking wiki.
See, chat. Now it's yours.
So, guys, if you really want something, then just reach me out and say, "Hey, I want to make this good looking," and I will say, "You okay? I'll give you whatever."
Um,
ChatGPT. No, it is not. We have the content, we have the text, and we just need to organize it. Actually, a nice landing page, add a couple of images in some articles. That's what we need. So we need manual work, not
to be
ChatGPT.
honest, ChatGPT hasn't been really helpful with making things pretty for me. I tried to get a diagram yesterday from ChatGPT. So I was like, "Hey, this is a concept paper that I wrote, right, for something, and then can I have a diagram of this?" This was horrible, and getting a flowchart was even worse.
You know what? I have been using Grok more than ChatGPT lately,
Yeah, I've tried Grok. Well, maybe I should switch over because
and I have been.
actually, ChatGPT is getting really expensive. It's really
Yes, it
expensive.
is expensive, and I have been using Grok, and it has been working more than ChatGPT, even with the premium feature. But that's just my take.
Robot put out this. What do you think about the Wax roadmap? And I'll let you answer this first. Wax Cloud Wallet. It's so funny that everybody still calls it Wax Cloud Wallet, just like everybody still calls it Twitter with EVM compatibility. My Cloud Wallet. And there's also been some messages about last week's news that Wax are dropping the 5 Wax sign up fee for, well, Wax Cloud Wallet, which was good, or maybe not. What do you think? So what's your thought
I
process
mean,
around?
the 5 wax thing, it's something that should have been done a while ago. I'm afraid we're missing the train on this one. If the bull market is over and everything, yeah, we just reduce the fee for what? I mean, it's okay. It's good that they do it. I finally they did it. That's great. But it will
There's also
have
very
much.
little money that can be made with this now, right?
Yeah,
So back in the day, it was, when was this introduced? In 2022, I believe, right?
yeah.
When this was a few dollars.
It's going to mean a flood of bots. I mean, bots are not bad for the community and for any chain. If there are bots, it means there is economic activity and things to be won, money to be made I would be scared if bots start leaving the chain. Actually, the chain can handle them. But, and even if you have 1 million bots, what will you do? Click on Alien Worlds. Click
That's what
on
it was before,
yeah.
right? That's what it used to be. But then again, if there's enough to be gained, then the 5 wax nowadays is not prohibitive, right? That's $12 cents. Um, so you can still create a lot of bots if you can make more than 10 cents, 12 cents with your economic activity, then it's not prohibitive on that end. Yeah, I mean, I generally agree. I think it was a like it was obviously understandable the move, but it was not good back then when it happened. And this was maybe the beginning of the end of wax ecosystem growth, right? Where this couldn't like there was no way of compensating for this. But what else? I mean, have you dug into the rest of the wax roadmap for this year? I spoke to the team
I
the other
saw.
week.
I mean, the thing that I like the most is the bridge that they want to decentralize it and give the control to the guilds. But still, that doesn't mean much at all. Like you give it the control to the guilds, and then what? Maybe the guilds can get to make a business work out of it. But
No, I think generally bridging assets that are very liquid. So to me, it's baffling that we don't have working wrapped ETH, wrapped BTC, wrapped whatever on Wax, right? Because just by having them there, it already creates economic activity, as you've been talking about, right? You want more economic activity, you want arbitrage bots to be able to make money. Yeah, you need functioning bridges, and I've been trying to bridge jump ship and leave Wax.
I,
Well,
I don't agree with that. I mean, you need to have the bridges open in every way, for the good and for the bad. If you don't have it in any other way, then it is a honeypot. But I actually think the IBC was great when we used to have USDT. Now that we have the bridge to Solana open, I think there is a huge chance of making something work out. What can we make work out? I'm not sure, to be honest. I know there's a chance of making something work. I don't know what.
yeah, but it's actually scary that the like for some people putting in a lot of money potentially, right? It might be scary that the bridge is centralized. So because anybody could basically take away the money from them, right, and basically devalue the bridged asset, like Wax USDC, right? So you have to fully trust and depend on the Wax team to actually keep your funds safe in the centralized bridge right now. So I do understand why maybe there isn't too much activity, but I really think that um, Wax and also like in general DeFi on Wax has a lot of potential, like just like it did for EOS. There was always a lack of good bridges, but I think that and now especially on EOS now that P network have shut down, that's really bad. But it's
Are they
always
also
been
giving up the ownership of the Wax USDC token?
I don't know, do they?
I'm not sure. It's just because
Something
you
something
said
we
it.
can ask. I cannot like if the bridge is decentralized properly, then this is possible, right? The way it used to work, I don't know whether that's possible even, but like practically possible. Technically, everything's possible.
What
Um,
happened to us when they broke the bridge? I think actually they weren't affected by it. Wax was affected when the IBC was broken.
not sure if that was the if Prince Paradox meant the IBC bridge, but I don't know. Um, yeah. So, what else? What else is there? There's the mobile cloud wallet. Um, there's EVM, more EVM in Wax. So, does EVM mean like more EVM in Cloud Wallet? Does that also mean there is an EVM version of the Wax network coming? I don't know. I haven't looked at everything.
I haven't heard about it. I read like very fast the white paper and the roadmap.
So maybe Chad wants to say what you're excited about. So in general, from for me, it's always whatever positive stuff happens, right? It's always good. Um, we've been talking about liquidity overall. I also generally agree that bots are not necessarily bad. Um, Oftentimes, you have to have economic disincentives for bots to exist, because yeah, Wax is one of the few chains where actually creating an account costs money or tokens. But whatever might increase the demand for Wax is always welcome, right? So even if it's just people or bots staking more Wax, or having to pay for resources, because they transact a lot.
No reason not to bridge. I mean, we need a use case. Like, I agree with Adrian that just bridging will create economic activity, but we still need something.
Yeah, but I mean, just you have an asset that's called Wax USDC, right? And now you create liquidity pools against wrapped BTC, right? And that already creates economic activity, because there's always going to be arbitrage if the
And bots
bridges
will
are
be able
open,
to use it. Yes.
right. So the more liquidity people can basically keep their assets on the blockchain that they like, right? And but they can still gain exposure to Bitcoin price on the Wax blockchain, which is nice. It's not revolutionary. It's not kind of, oh, this is going to change everything, right? But um, it is a possibility, for instance, for projects to pay out in Bitcoin, right? Rather than Wax, because people may not necessarily want to get Wax paid out, right? Or whatever USDC. Would be nice if we could make payouts in Bitcoin.
What? Why don't you trust Binance? I mean, is there something? I have heard this from a lot of people, but actually, I don't know. I like Binance. I think it is the only sex I have. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe the only one I use. I want
Um,
crypto banking, but what do you want out of it?
what isn't there that you would need?
Yeah, because there's a lot of things.
One thing, though, that doesn't exist, which I used to work on back in 2017, and a friend of mine, like my back then co-founder, the founder of the company, and I was a co-founder back in 2017, was crypto lending company, but it was uncollateralized loans, right? And that has never picked up. But we wanted to do lending in crypto worldwide, because how in some countries you have super high interest rates, super little liquidity, and crypto or blockchain based assets as kind of cross border assets by default could bridge that gap, right? That you don't, there's basically liquidity flowing easier from the US to Africa, from South America to Europe, whatever, right? Um, and that never worked out. Okay, fair enough. But that was kind of one of these things where it would be so nice if you could get an on-chain rating, right, for how you used to deal with assets, and you would have to build up that rating by acquiring assets, by repaying your loans, just like rating agencies everywhere, right? And then you could borrow from others, peer to peer or on the market or whatever, um, without posting a collateral, just
You
like you
just have
can
to
in the real world, right?
add the word AI on it, and you will have a 30 million valuation for it.
Okay, AI.
AI. The
AI
AI
is
takes the decision. Okay, here you have 30 million.
cool. Amen. Um, I'll just want to go back to some of the old questions, old in terms of they've been sitting around for a long time, for 40 minutes. Sorry, define the dollar. Is it planned that after the play launch, development will resume on Tab Monsters, Chain
Sorry, give
Monsters?
me a second. Someone is knocking the door.
Yeah,
I'll be
sure. I
right.
can answer a few more. Yes. So we posted that on the Chain Monsters on the Chain Monsters Discord a while ago, that we're in negotiations with a few studios, because we want to have kind of solid further development for the Chain Monsters game. right? And have somebody kind of have a instead of building the whole team ourselves, we'd have the whole development being taken care of by a studio that has done stuff like that before, so that they're specialized. And after play has launched, we will be giving more updates on this. It's obviously that's closely related with tap monsters. The problem with the monster token launch, tap monsters, and so on, is that we mentioned that earlier. It doesn't make any sense to launch anything right now, right? Especially in Web3 gaming, and so we're staying put there to a certain extent. Um, I will come back. Oh, there you are. Um, uh, MVW, good vibes. I'll just take this and then we'll go back to some more Dungeon Master related questions. Will all Wombat tokens be swapped to play automatically? All tokens that staked, all in Vault, all in Cloud Wallet, all in Wombat Wallet, or do we need to take manual actions? There's been a few people who have been suggesting that we should actually switch this. So far, the plan has been that any tokens that you would get automatically. It's not swapped though, right? Because just maybe you don't know that, but we can't technically take away tokens from you, which is a good thing, right? But it means that we can't make your wombat balance disappear and give you something else instead. Whatever you have, right? We can send you additional tokens, but we can't take away your old tokens, so they're not swapped. Just to be precise here. This is next one was by Sugar Queen Janice. It's also been sitting there. It's a long one, but so essentially, what I'm taking from this is Janice is complaining that blending is very tedious, and I can't disagree. Wherever it is, right? And then there's apparently some Telegram groups. They can, I don't know, we can burn the relevant NFTs and the blended NFTs sent to your wallet, which is faster. So I'm not sure what this Telegram process is. You send them to somebody else and they do that job for you, or I'm not sure what the actual suggestion is here. Maybe you know, Santiago.
I haven't heard of it.
But
Sounds interesting. I mean, if we can do it, then for sure we can implement it. But
mm,
I'm not aware of anything of a Telegram in which you burn something and you get the NFT.
but what do you think about? Do you have any ideas about making blending easier?
I mean, I don't like the idea that we have separate pages for blending. Like, if you want to blend this, you have to go to the blend.wombat. If you want to blend the other thing, you have to go to Nifty Blocks. I
Agreed.
will, I would rather have like implemented within the game. Like a new user needs to learn a lot to be able to play Dungeon Master. So the best idea and the best way for it to do it is have the interface within the game, not
Okay,
going to a different page, not going to anything, and that's it. And call it crafting, because blending, yeah.
but it's still tedious, right? I mean, one thing is the UI. Okay, so you would basically rebuild all of the Nifty blocks and the blend page UI. Okay, that's one thing. But you want to blend level 1 items. I don't even want to say to level 5 or 6, but you want to blend this to level 3. That's a lot of blends already, or level 4, right?
Yes.
So would you want to keep it like that? So that's one thing. Then there's another thing, which is instead of saying what you want to blend to, let's say you need to know that you want to blend a level 2 whatever professor's shoes, right? Would there be a way of basically showing you what you can do with this, right? So you have level 1 professor's shoes, whatever they're called, and let's say common, and then you get shown what you can do with this, which blends are offered to you, and which blends would be available to you based on this item that you're looking at if you had this and this additionally, right? This is a whole different way of approaching blending, right? It's kind of orthogonal to how we've been doing blending. I used to have these discussions with Sasha, it's pretty difficult with the way blending actually works, but this would be nice, right? So, any more thoughts on this?
That's interesting. I haven't seen it that way actually. Could be done. I mean, I like the idea of you. If anything, we will have to do blending more visually appealing and more rewarding. As in any game, like you craft something and you have this satisfaction of getting something new, and then you have to follow a craft path similar to Terraria, for example, that you need to craft a lot of swords, like 7 swords to get to a new sword. It is tedious, but at the end, the end product is very rewarding, and that's why you do it. So the first thing I will do is actually get to put within the game everything, because going to Nifty Vlogs, then going to the legacy blending page, and then going this and there, it's difficult for a new player.
Totally agree.
Why not use at least the Nifty API for the in-game map? I have a question. First, I thought the Nifty API was only available for the shop. Not sure if for blends it works as well.
The Nifty API is
It is like
available.
an iframe. You can set up your own shop using the Nifty.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's not an API, right? This is
it's like an iframe. Yeah,
the widget. Yeah.
the widget. Maybe you're referring to that, Ricky Rates. Yeah, but I got the idea. Can we get a
Um,
wildcard item for all season items to do blends? What do you mean? Maybe did you get the idea? I cannot get it quite.
so wildcard items. So typically we've been using Dragon One Base as a wildcard. Maybe that's not what's meant here by Master Shin. But there's a more detailed thing. Like I have season 1 items that will never blend to level 5 because no item exists to take it from level 1 to level
Oh,
5.
okay, got it. Yeah,
You know how
we can set up a wildcard.
well there's a few things here, right? So one is if you look at the total amount of mints, some of the old sets have been, and I think there were more messages here about this, have been minted, have a very low mint numbers, but also even if they are minted a lot, like the first items, right, season 1 packs, we got a lot of them because we had the balancing wrong. We were basically giving out way too many of them originally, so we had a lot of them, but a lot of them are gone or are basically held by people who don't play anymore, staked by people who don't play anymore, yada yada yada, all these things, right? So they're really hard to obtain. I agree with this, right? Some of the items are really hard to get. So is there anything we want to do with that, right? Do we want to allow people to actually blend their individual items up or away or recycle them somehow or whatever, right? So so that there's maybe something that you can still get, right? So it's really hard to obtain a level 3, 4, 5 old mythic specifically.
I'm staring on season 1 and season 2 packs.
That's probably a discussion that we have to have.
Use a new pack which contains every legacy gear from season 1 to ETA.
Yeah,
Sell them. I can sell them, but don't tell Adrian. Like DM me and I will mint it and no one will know. I'm just kidding, by the way.
I still
Just
have
in
a
case.
candle that will never get completed.
Oh my god.
I used to have a
I like
candle level
candles.
5.
Yeah, I like the candles.
Candles used to be the most common item. That's why we started making fun of them, and then they became one of the most sought after. Okay, let's go back to more questions. Could
Season 24 and still in beta.
We're still in beta, obviously, because there's so many discussions here. Robert has been
This already
asking.
we already addressed this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Can we get on an
this
additional
one.
bonus gear field where we can equip it that boost? Yeah, it's very similar to the one of Robot. I think so. We can take a look at it. It will be like a secondary spot, maybe for NFT gear exclusively.
This, or I mean, what we've been talking about for the gems, right? If you could upgrade, let's say with a gem or some other way, if you could upgrade an item that has XP boost with speed boost, right? So it would have both XP and
Oh, right,
speed
we were
boost.
talking about that. And it is possible, but the problem, I mean, the only problem is the
There's a lot of
upgrades.
problems with this.
I mean,
A
first,
lot of problems.
you can break the game,
Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest problems.
a little one, yeah. And second, how do you do the blends in a not so ugly way? Because if you want to do it for every item, for every level, you will need over 3,000 blends, maybe.
That brings us back to your UI idea, right? You would say, "Hey, I want to upgrade this item," and then you get shown what you can do with this. And then under the hood, yeah, maybe there's 4,000 blends, but the UI decides which blend is actually being executed, right? It's just a totally different UI rather than listing all potential blends and you having to find the blend that you want to apply. You could go and say, "Hey, I have this item. I have XYZ ingredients that I can apply on this, and now I do whatever operation under the hood. It basically selects the right
Will
blend."
that be different from Nifty? Yes,
Yes,
like
it would
spread.
be,
Yes.
right? Because the way blends are being represented on the blockchain are the same way they're being displayed, right? So there's a blend recipe that says input 4 times template A and output one time template B. Right. This is how it works, but that doesn't tell you anything about. So it's a matter of indexing, quote unquote, and about yeah, basically having part of the logic of what can be blended elsewhere. So I will probably you and I probably will have to have like a 2 hour sit down to talk about blending.
What else do we
Um,
have?
oh, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
what was I don't know what this is about. He was very good, but oh, it was about the stream. Yeah, I think I
The,
went too fast. I'm sorry about that. But I still have like 5 or 10 more protocols I can show to you guys if you want to.
do
Maybe
longer
showing
sessions more
five
often.
was maybe showing 5 protocols was a bit too ambitious when I took into account that I only had an hour because I had to do the introduction and then I had 10 minutes for every protocol, which is too little.
Look how cool would it be, and then you can stretch the content longer as well. I know that you want to hand out the information about everything as soon as possible, so that people have as long as possible to actually farm them and so on. But if you have 10 more and you do two every week, right?
Yeah, two
You
every
have
week
so
sounds
much
good.
content for so long.
But yeah, I mean, if you put one of, I mean, the one that I will present that after 4 weeks, it will be like nonsense to farm it if you already lost 4 weeks, in
Yeah,
my humble opinion.
that means you have to manage your content schedule properly.
But do you like the stream, guys? Maybe would you like more streams?
I think everybody would say yes to more streams in general.
That's the question. Not really. We can release it out of beta whenever we want, but why do you want to do it? What's the purpose? Like, does something change in the world when we stop being in beta? Like, is
There's
one
been
Dungeon Master fixed when we are out of beta and it doesn't really matter at all? And it requires some
um,
effort from us, like to change a couple stuff.
mm, to me, there's two things to this. One is it seems there's always issues with it, right? So it's kind of it's on one hand, it's kind of reassuring that we can still point to this better. But I think that the same thing actually gives people uncertainty, right? Because they say, hey, why would I put a lot of effort, money, whatever, into something that's still in beta, right? Okay, that might be one thing. But the other thing is, what does it feel like? Does it feel like this is actually a finished product, right? One that you could so back in the old days of game development, right? What did it mean to be beta or versus non-beta? And well, after 3.5 years, should we still be in beta? Right? There are a lot of questions, but I understand. I get the question, but to me, it feels like there should be something more that happens just than just changing the logo, right?
What will be kinky as fuck? I'm not sure.
Um, Robert, yeah, please do. If you can find creators for sidekicks and chest collabs,
He sent me some great suggestions actually of
okay.
creators, so I was very excited about it.
Um,
I don't know if Funkin is here because he
Still,
posted this a while, like 26 minutes ago. But thank you so much, and
yeah, should
let's
always
recycle.
sh- should
Do you
always
recycle?
shut up. Me? Yeah, always.
Really?
I mean, it's a total thing in Germany. It's like you can't help it. You have to, right?
Oh, okay.
This was drilled into us as kids, and then it was actually really bad because then they revealed that um, oh, some of the plastic that you actually recycle that you put into recycling actually doesn't get recycled. It actually gets burned because the diverse waste that is left over doesn't burn well enough anymore, right? It's too wet overall, and it has too little burnable stuff in it, so that it doesn't burn well anymore. So they started adding paper and plastics to actually make it burn better. This was whoa.
Interesting.
But anyway, do
We
it
don't
because
recycle here. I mean, we have a very bad recycle culture,
I actually think that making people recycle is not the right solution anyway, because people get it wrong all the time,
and
right?
then Taylor Swift goes in a jet trip and ruins everyone's efforts. Yeah.
um, okay, there was tricky
I,
create. So
Maybe we should also praise that wax is carbon neutral, which is interesting. Like, not a lot of chains can say that they are carbon neutral.
but I also think that for most chains, it actually doesn't matter all that much because they're proof of stake or whatever, and so the energy consumption by these changes is really really low.
Wax is carbonic.
Carbonic. Um, this was a tricky creates. So as OneBet gives out free wallets, how does it affect you all? Maybe a smaller version of a bigger picture at the moment. Um, so yeah, we've been giving out free Wax accounts since we moved to Wax, and also we used to do that for years, and then we had to cut that at some point because the RAM price went up so much. Um, but we still think that this is the right thing, right? Because we want people to play um, Dungeon Master, for instance, or whatever. So we've been giving out free accounts. Um, yeah, it's overall there's too few reasons to actually use Wax, I guess, for that to actually be a problem on one hand. Um, but I generally think that whenever you have a paywall for anything, this is not helping adoption, right? In general. And then you might argue that yes, okay, you want people, you only want the people who are willing to pay for it, but most people at the point where they're supposed to pay, they don't know what they're paying for, right? So they don't know whether they want it, so they'd rather not do it. It's the free to play kind of sentiment. So I wish that we would be getting more traction on the kind of free Wax account thing. Mostly, it's people using this who have come through Combat One Play.
How is wax carbon neutral? That's a good question because I don't know. I know that they claim that they are carbon neutral, and I actually just checked the webpage and they still claim that they are carbon neutral.
I guess they just compensate.
Actually, there is an article. I will post it here so you can read it. Wax green.
But also in Atomic Hub, there's a possibility to
To offset.
compensate to offset.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. You can check it out.
it's there isn't that much carbon being created, right? So that's why I think it's like I want the yellow metal.
People say the EOS is available for DM now. What?
Possible, possible. Yeah. So, Santiago, let's talk about blockchains
Adrian. Okay.
for Dungeon Master. Let's talk about blockchains for Dungeon Master because um, new people coming in, new players coming in, they're having a hard time or harder time. Not really a hard time, basically coming up with 100 EOS based NFTs, right? But the originally when Dungeon Master was created, we had EOS and wax, right? And we had EOS because we already had back then what 12, 13 collections on EOS, and then Dungeon Master basically was a possibility to use these EOS collections, right? And then we started minting all the NFTs, all the packs and the items and so on wax. So there was always plenty of supply of wax NFTs, and we kept minting new EOS NFTs. But then we stopped minting EOS NFTs because minting NFTs on EOS has become really expensive. In the meantime, we had added Polygon, right, for staking. But we never, like, we issued a few collections on Polygon. There was the shards, there was the reverties, there was the tree vaults, right? But nothing more. But I mean, in the end, it means there's additional supply coming, or you can create additional supply of NFTs on Polygon. You can get more supply of NFTs on Wax, but you currently cannot get more supply of EOS based NFTs because we're not minting any new ones, right? That will definitely create a situation. So just like the paywall suggestion here, that will create a situation where it's much harder to obtain, or it's going to get increasingly harder to obtain EOS based assets, right? Because some people basically just buy them, stake them, and leave the game. They keep them staked, but never get released into the market again. What do we do about this? Now is your time to actually think out loud in front of the chat about kind of a situation and long term. How do we think we should change the situation with chains? How do you think we should go about when we add new chains, or when we, I don't know, maybe remove chains?
I wouldn't remove chains, actually.
Let's stop supporting Polygon.
Sorry?
Let's stop supporting Polygon. Just
Wash
kidding.
your mouth when you say Poly is crap. I almost forgot to talk about this. No, I think Polygon is great. I don't know why people hate Polygon a lot.
I can tell you one reason, but that you shouldn't divert from the question. I think a lot of people, especially coming from the EOS and Wax ecosystems, they were really wary of paying for per transaction, essentially, right, in gas. So that is definitely a thing. But so let's talk about it. So now imagine we add whatever. There obviously last year when we added support for immutable zk EVM, why not add immutable based NFTs? Why not add Solana? Why not add Base or Avalanche or whatever it is, right? So what is your take on where does this go, and how's that gonna pan out for Dungeon Master long term?
I mean, the future is multi-chain. So yeah, I agree with the take that we should be including more chains, but we shouldn't be removing the rest that we have. And if we want to, Dungeon Master has the potential like to be a multi-chain collection and get people from all over the Web3 ecosystem. So if we add support to Immutable, then we can do it. We can add some collections. We can even partner with them. Also with Solana, I think it will be great. Setting up, maybe the way we can differentiate is giving some priority to some of those chains and not to all of them. For example, if we have 100 NFTs on Wax, then maybe for IMX, we could start with setting up only 20. And then if there is enough support from the IMX community or from our own users that are buying IMX NFTs, then we can increase the cap to 50. And for Solana, I will put it. Solana, the difference is that they have more expensive NFTs. Like a decent NFT collection, the floor price is $100. So you need to take that into account for the mining power, and also that no one is going to be able to put 100 NFTs on Solana.
Well, I mean, there's cheap NFTs on Solana as well. There's not only expensive NFTs there.
I guess like the cheapest one is like $5, but will we be including those NFTs? I mean,
there's much
I am
cheaper
talking about
NFTs.
I am talking about projects that have any community behind them and so on.
But it used to be like that on Polygon as well, and look where we are now, right? So or on EOS for what it's worth. But that's one point. Okay, I get that. Um, but imagine now
Base.
you add five more chains. You add Immutable, and you add Solana, and you add Base, and whatever. You can say you put the cap to 20 or 50. What that would still mean is anybody who wants to be competitive would have to hold NFTs across all of these chains, 7 chains, 8 chains. So talking about complexity and making things simpler, this is not making things simpler for new
Yes,
players
this is not.
especially. So how do you go about this?
I mean, it will rely on us on creating a good user experience. At the moment, the user experience in crypto, and that's one of the biggest issues crypto has. We have a terrible user experience. We're terrible at explaining new people how they can get into crypto and what they can achieve with it.
But I mean, so you would say that, and this is along the lines of what Rod was saying here. You would say that we could just increase the number of NFTs that you can stake, right? Because you can stake 100, let's say 100 on each chain or 50 on each chain, whatever, doesn't matter, right? But it would mean that every single time you add a new chain, people would have to stake more NFTs in order to remain competitive.
Yes, that's an
But
issue.
that's an issue. Okay, so you agree that this is an issue. So you would
Oh,
want
of
to bring
course,
it
I
down.
agree. It is an issue.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what we did when we launched Polygon. Is essentially we said, oh, now all of you who want to be competitive in the game, you don't need just 200 NFTs, which we used to have before, but now you need 300, up to 300 NFTs, right? And everybody was wondering, okay, where do I get Polygon NFTs? And with EOS specifically, right, this is a situation that's going to happen like rather soon when we start growing again, right? When we acquire a few millions of users, then there's not going to be enough EOS NFTs. So we would have to give people the possibility to substitute the EOS NFTs that other people have with something else, with a different blockchain, on a different blockchain, right?
Or maybe you could choose. That's right. Like you could set up a cap, and then you have to choose. For example, if you have 300, if the cap is 100 NFTs per chain, then you have to pick out of the 7 chains as an example that we have available.
Yeah, so you pick the 3 ones that you want to
That you
count
use.
for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, on this little sheet I said, I'm still pissed I have to buy all the NFTs on 3 chains right now. This is the game.
I still remember when you included Polygon, but wasn't NFTs to stake. Only 1 or 2 collections. I do have a couple of Polygon collections. Not gonna lie.
You do, but they weren't stakeable initially. There was just very few collections stakeable in the beginning. What's going to happen with gear prices? I don't think that a lot of people entering the game will necessarily change a lot to the gears. Like it really depends on how much they will play and how much money they will want to put in. Because if more people play, more gear will be emitted as well, right?
Prince Paradox says base is solid. I like
This is solid.
base. I haven't interacted with base at all. I want to, but
What? You like base, but haven't interacted with it yet?
I mean, I don't like the idea that they don't have a token. Besides, it's interesting because they don't have a token attached to it. So usually, what if you want to get exposure to a protocol? The simplest way is to buy the token. Like
Right?
I think I want to get exposure to Polygon. I buy Polygon. I want to get exposure to Solana. I buy Solana. I want to get exposure to Base. What do I buy?
Nothing. You don't buy.
You cannot buy anything. So you actually need to interact with the protocols to get some exposure to it. Now, where do you get the information?
Well,
I don't know if I mean I'm talking about my issue. Like I want to get some exposure to Base, but because it seems cool, the transactions they perform, it is pretty fast, it's low gas, but I don't know where to start.
text
I know.
screener.
Oh, sorry.
Text screener.
Like I don't want to buy a meme token. I like to learn about the
You have to
protocols. For
buy meme
example,
coins.
I think Aerodrome is very good. I have used Aerodrome, but that's the only interaction I had with Base.
Aerodrome is good.
I
It's
mean, they
not a
have very
whole.
high APIs and a lot of volume.
Um, yeah, but I mean, in the end, it's a layer two, right? It's not. There's not supposed to be a lot of fancy stuff going
Okay,
on. Um,
I'll take it. I'll
friend
take
set
it.
on base. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you. That's
you're not
fair.
supposed to necessarily gain a lot of exposure, and I think that I mean now with the regulatory changes maybe coming in the US, maybe there will be a base token at some point. This would be pretty big. But to be honest, I'm not sure whether Coinbase would be making more money with Base if they had their own token, because they make a shitload full of money the way it's currently implemented.
Do you know what they are looking to do? They are looking to tokenize their stock. That will be insane. That will be great. I would love to.
Yeah, I mean, people have been talking about tokenized stocks, about or whatever, security tokens, and now they're called RWAs. I was just on the phone with the founder and CEO of a large RWA exchange earlier, and we're just making fun of how that used to be called totally differently, and now it's the hot shit because it's called RWAs and BlackRock isn't on it.
Yeah.
But there used to be tokenized stocks for a long time, right? And so it's funny. But yeah, no, that's cool. Obviously, tokenize everything, so long as it's tradable freely. If you have to have it in the walled garden, right, then it kind of defeats, to a certain extent, it defeats the purpose of being
Where
tokenized.
is your time that fan token? Did you release it?
I know I don't do that kind of stuff, but I should probably, right? You said that I should, so
Yeah,
I should
we'll
always
have to
do what
pay
you say.
$5 like to get in a meeting with you.
Yeah, rather than giving them out for free,
Yeah,
everyone should be
you're
paying for
wasting
them.
money, man.
I totally do.
Tokenize everything.
Tokenize everything. Yeah, I
Man,
like that.
I want you to try the cockroach game. Can you open it? Like, do you want to share it? Share
You
it?
can show it.
I can share it. Let me see.
You can show it. I'll take a very quick bio break. You can show this because I don't think we have a lot of other questions here. And then we'll play some Twitchy Tides as well. So
Oh,
we
I
can.
don't have the, my cockroach is charging. He needs 35 minutes. That's sad. Wait, let me see if I can buy some for
What
you.
chain will Play run on? Wax as main. The Play. Are you talking, Dustin? Are you talking about the Play token or the Playmat protocol? But we won't answer that question definitely, like definitively now. But I will say this: Wax will not be the main because we've been talking so much about Wax not being the strongest ecosystem right now. Playmind or Play would be bound to fail if we launch them on Wax.
Wait, guys, I'm buying. Hold on.
You didn't address the snapshot. Yeah, so I'm having a hard time. You asked about the snapshot, probably snapshot dates. Having a hard time answering this.
Then don't answer it.
So yeah, but if I say I'm not answering this, I just don't know what to say, to be honest. So um, there will be snapshots. um, one or multiple. So I don't know. I don't know what to say.
That's it. I smell the
Um,
NDA. Is the NDA with you, with yourself?
with myself. There should be a brainstorm session on Discord between mobs and people from the staff to do a revival of some EOS Wax NFTs and stuff. Happy to have them. There's this guy here. This guy there.
What I?
You, Santiago, have a brainstorming session with mobs and VIPs or whatever
I
on
would love
Discord
to.
about reviving some of the EOS and Wax stuff. I would love that.
What do you mean that? Man,
Feels like Atomic Hub is main on Wax. Is there an update on Atomic Hub also in the same time frame? That's so difficult. Again, some of these questions are really difficult to answer. But Wax was the original chain that Atomic Hub was on, right? And yes, Wax is still the chain that probably Atomic Hub is seeing most activity on. Um, and if Wax was an ecosystem that's viable for businesses to actually make a living, I'm not saying get rich, I'm saying make a living and be worthwhile for them, then I'd say that might it's okay if that stays if it stays like this, right? But there's way too little. Well, we've been talking about economic activity, right? There's way too little economic activity on Wax. That's why we're having a problem defining Wax as the main thing across all kinds of things, right? So I think I'd rather not answer this like again definitively, because I'd be happy, to be honest, if there was if we saw a lot of activity on Atomic Hub on other chains, for instance. But I just like I would be happy if there was more activity on Wax. Right? So I don't mind Wax per se. It's just that I like Wax. It's just that there's just way too little economic activity, way too little new content coming out. Right. So we've been talking about this tree game, last agar trees, right, and other stuff coming out. So I'm always happy when stuff comes out, but it's just way too little for this to be a big thing.
I found it funny because while you were answering all these complicated questions, I was trying to reload my cockroach so we can race,
Good.
which is ready. I can show it to you.
Is that limited break Rhino game still around at all?
Can you see
I
it?
don't know. Okay, you have a cockroach. This looks really
Yeah.
cheap.
It's called Satoshi the Bitter.
The biter.
The Biter. Oh, it's Biter. You're right. So, Adrian, you will make the calls today.
I always make the calls.
I will show you. It is pretty easy. So we're running. Can you see the chart?
Yes.
We have to wait for the lap to finish. Never mind. But basically, the game is about you're a cockroach that is racing other cockroaches. So you have to tell watching the BTC chart if we're going up or down, and then you get a multiplier of speed if you get it right.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. You should be ready for the next one.
Up.
Wait. It hasn't started.
Okay. Okay, we're waiting for the lap to finish. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I should have sat down anyway.
Okay, so we can start. Okay, up or down?
Up.
Okay. I think we can close it with 6.7. Yes, that's good. We get a 7x boost. Now, up or down?
Down.
Okay. We're losing. Tell me when to close the position. We will get a D boost of 3x.
Okay. I thought it was going up now.
No, yeah, because it is going up. I said it is going down.
Okay.
We're getting.
Well,
oh my god!
I would close it.
I think we just,
okay, so
we
you
just
always
lost
okay.
it, and it is going down now. Oh my god! It feels like trading. I'll say down.
It probably is the same thing. So what's the point? So what do you gain from getting this right? Do you get like a Bitcoin if you win?
You get first place. I mean, if you get first place in the race, then you get your token and so on, and you can win stuff. Right now, we're playing the free mode, so that's why it isn't as good.
So then probably in the paid version, you will have to bet some money to make money.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't like these games. No, because typically the house edge is way too big, right?
That was a failure.
No, the Wax Gnomes game.
What is it about?
Wax Gnomes game, apparently. I'm not sure if I even know that. So when can we port this to Wombat? Like Wombats run, and then yeah.
Okay. It is easy, yeah. We could do it.
Yeah, you do it.
I can do it.
You do everything. that.
I need more developers.
We all do.
Everyone needs.
Um, Dungeon World sounds easy too. Yeah, I wish. Okay, let's do a quick round of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation mark play with AI, obviously.
Then your world sounds easy too. Yeah, pretty easy.
Vince, don't know if this technically
Don't know if
possible
this
or
is
beneficial generally.
instead of a
Instead of a
snapshot
snapshot
of
of
a
Wombat token, can
token.
we say we?
Sorry, I'm having some audio issues. I cannot hear you.
Well,
Can you hear me?
you were reading the same thing that I was reading, but
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
I was like getting your noise very low. Can you talk?
Yes,
No, I don't know what happened. Give me a second.
it's you. It's not me. Vince, yes, it's possible. It, I would like to know. I would like to understand what your reasoning behind this is. Like whether why you think that would be better, or if you think that would be better, because there's big implications to this. Surprisingly big. So there's basically three ways of how this can work. The whole switch to play, right? One is we basically just automatically airdrop to everybody, but this is what we've been assuming. The second thing is we make airdrop tokens claimable, right? So you connect your wallet and you have to claim your new tokens. And the third is it's actually not an airdrop; it's a swap. So just wondering what the benefit of swapping would be over an airdrop from your perspective, if at all, right? It's definitely possible from a technical perspective. It's a lot more effort for us, but that's a question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was lagging very hard. Okay, I think it is fixed now.
What about Freddy? He's been away for a long time. That's true. I would love to know what happened. Hmm.
Do you think we should help some people that they didn't know that if they claim their wombat tokens that they have staked, they could not stake them again and they lost their
I
VIPs?
definitely think we should help them. I just don't know how, and if we don't want to reopen staking.
Hmm.
I really don't know right now, but I think we should help them.
Said he will be back if plays launch in March.
That's Freddy. What you should do is stop claims. I don't think we should stop claims, to be honest, because what
No, that
happens
will
if
be
you?
bad for people. Yeah,
Yeah,
they will think bad, even if it is wombat trying to help them. Okay, this is actually good. I'll try to figure it out. So we can add a
yes, that's a
little
good idea.
pop-up or a tooltip. That's a very good one.
Open staking for 2 days. What could go wrong? Well, everybody could stake, right? And that some people don't want that. The link on Wombat is gone for staking. Yes, because staking is not available.
Pop-up makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Okay, let's do this Twitchy Tides round.
Exclamation mark play, guys. Come on.
Play with an AI. As always, that's the only right way of spelling play, right?
You know that since you told me that I type too loud, I started noticing it. But it has become like a little bit annoying for myself as well. You messed up with my brain.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Now I know
Yeah,
that I have the power.
you ruined my life.
Yeah, that's it's bad, right? Do you know? Maybe you're too young. Do you know XKCD?
No, what is that?
That's very very hilarious and nerdy draw stick man um, comics, like short sketches. And there's one that is, I think it's about tongue awareness, right? Because you typically don't know that you have a tongue. You're not aware. But as soon as you think about it, then it becomes incredibly annoying, right? That you feel your tongue in your mouth. So I think there was an XKCD comic that basically just said, "Hey, today is the tongue awareness day" or something like that, and then the other guy went, ah. So it's the same thing, right? As soon as you know, then you notice.
You're changing my angular momentum. Is that an inside joke about it?
I have no idea.
You can get silences for your keyboard.
Or just get a different keyboard.
Yeah, it is a laptop, so I don't know.
You can still plug an external keyboard to your laptop.
But that will be annoying. Like I will have to place the laptop here to have the new keyboard.
Okay, I won't tell you what to do because I know too little about your setup. Oh, we've got 42 players. That's cool. So, like, if you don't know XKCD, you should. There's hilarious stuff in there, and the person who made this also wrote the book What If. Also, a pretty cool book. It's a very scientific about kind of what happens if you what actually happens. I think one of the questions was what actually happens if you tie so many balloons to yourself that you actually, like helium balloons, that you start floating. What happens, right? Do you die of cold or of the lack of air first? Right. So like these kinds of things, it's super cool.
And what do you die from? Coldness?
I don't remember, but I read the book. It was There's also a cool book about correlations in statistics. So there was this group, the guy or the person or a group of people who got tasked with looking at different statistics, and then they started finding correlations. And it's super funny that that the number of people who drown in pools in the US every year correlates with the number of Nicolas Cage movies being released every year, or something like that. So super stupid stuff, right? But I mean, there are correlations, right? So people can make can draw conclusions from those. It's really funny.
Correlation is not casualty.
Yeah.
That's the first lesson we get from med school.
That's the angular momentum. Can you give me the number of this, because it's so hard? Like I can't copy paste comments.
Oh, I cannot do it as well. Yeah, it is difficult.
XKCD comics are always numbered, so that's good. The current one is 3064.
3000.
They make one every day.
Dollar Beigen is the website you want if you want to look at spurious correlation. Okay, I love it. Thank you. I'll take a look.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Spurious correlations. This is
Tyler Beigen.
162. Yeah, okay. That's so anyone XKCD 162, yeah, Angular one. I've read that. It's been so long. It's one of the early ones. Okay, let's play some Twitchy Tides. We're 49 people now, so we'll do as always. Top 5 players plus the top player using the Wombat skin get a promo box each. Let's not make it too hard on ourselves. Let's go.
By the way, is it cold in Germany right now?
I'm not in Germany. Can't tell.
Oh, in Portugal?
Whatever you mean with cold, it's been a horribly long winter. It's still rainy season. It's still not warm. So, for me, it's been like 15 degrees Celsius today, so it's not really warm.
Oh, 15
also cold wind.
It's good.
For me, it starts being nice when it's like 20 Celsius plus, because then I can sit on my balcony during my workday. So So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Let
Still,
me take a look. I'm at 16 degrees right now.
still not too bad. But you're
Not
on what, 3,000 meters altitude.
yeah.
Okay, we have some winners. Going to 2, Penny
Congratulations, guys.
Gags, Jamie Penguins, SDME, Kevin Kev, and well, all the wombats. And we have Swindwatch Vince. GG's. So there we go.
GG, guys. I always wonder what Lex picture is. Oh, okay, I got it. Never mind.
Okay. And then it's about time to rate somebody. Who are we rating today?
Who do we
I
have?
already forgot who we rated just last week.
Yeah, last week it was.
Oh, and 22, you deserve the win for your Tyler Regan recommend. Yes. Thanks for that. So Ray.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it, by the way. That's good.
It's really cool stuff. Like really useless. It's not like you'll learn anything for life, but okay. So who you want to rate?
Who's live? I don't have
I have
Twitch
no idea.
open.
I always have to rely on somebody else. I can't.
Let me check. We have Las Vegas Ape, the online in, and that's the ones that I follow.
You follow too few, I would say.
Yeah, I don't follow that many Twitch wax streamers.
It doesn't have to be wax streamers, right?
Oh, we could rate Cadrill. I love Cadrill.
Who's
He's
that?
a League of Legends player.
The Web3?
All of those are AFK streaming. Then I don't know.
Rate Mortal Wombat because he's online. League is epic. Rate League. League
of Legends.
Is that a person or do you mean the game?
It's the best game in the world. I used to be good. Now I'm shit.
What you mean with good? Like top 100 in the world good?
No, I was diamond, close to masters.
I have no idea what that means.
That's like 0.5% of all the players in the continent.
Continent? So that's not very good. Okay.
Oh my god. You're salty today.
Mortal just started. Okay, let's rate Mortal Wombats then. It's fine. We've never rated him. So say hello and Santiago, will you be streaming this week?
Sure. I mean, we will need to make a change because if you want me to stream on Friday, I have the chat with the product manager on Friday as well. So maybe we can move the chat with the PM on Thursday so I can stream on Friday.
Or you can do both at the same time. You can basically stream how you answer questions on Discord.
No, that's not ideal. Like it's
okay,
twice or twice.
That would be amazing. What would be amazing? What exactly? That Santiago streams, that he streams on Friday, that he moves.
No, I will get nervous, guys. There are some responses I need to think, at least for 10 seconds, and staying 10 seconds without talking on stream like this. It's not good.
Just start a round of marbles on stream or twitchy tights or whatever.
Like anytime I will need to think, I will just turn the camera off and then come back.
That's not no, it's not on. I actually have a last question to the chat. Which background do you like better, Santiago's or mine, or do you like
Actually,
any of them?
I like them. What about you? Fish when you get nervous. Yours. Which is yours? Adrian's.
Mine. I asked the question. Green and
Green and
black.
black. Mm, you're just envious, guys. Jealous. Actually, I used purple because Olga suggested me to use purple, so I'll stick with
Yeah,
it.
you know, but last week I tried the blue one, and then after 2 days I had to switch because the blue one didn't like this didn't work for me.
Green and black makes me think of chocolate. It makes me,
like Dubai chocolate or what?
yeah.
With the pistachios.
I will never in my life associate green and black with chocolate, but that's okay. Can you add new buildings to the clan? Yes, we'll think about it. Thank you so much. Yes, we're taking into account the stamina a lot. When are you dropping packs from League Rewards? We don't have... Oh, today. I'll do it today, Webby. Thank you. I almost forgot it.
Oh, okay. We're getting some pushback on the logo. I actually do like it, but thanks. We'll see whether we get used to it.
No, thank you,
Okay.
man.
Then let's raid Mortal Wombats, and then have a good week. Maybe you'll see Santiago live one more time this week. So enjoy. Have a good week. Have a good start into the season. Fingers crossed for Santiago to make it happen. And have a good one. See you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, I pressed the button too late.
Pedro, what is your elo? Hello.
Okay. Bye bye, everyone.
Gold.
Let's go.